FUGAZI Friday to the Ungovernables, the captain's crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Also over on X. Happy 8-8 day. 8-8. Don't worry. For anybody who does not know in what context we keep referring to 8-8, or people are like, what is this FUGAZI day? Who's Frank FUGAZI? We will show you Frank FUGAZI today. We will be celebrating 8-8 day all day long. Today is also the 3-year anniversary of the raid of Mar-a-Lago, August 8th. 8-8. August 8th, 2022. The FBI raided Donald Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago, and because of that raid, that may be why the grand jury in the Russiagate, Obamagate, Spygate investigation is impaneled in Florida, because there is a prevailing thought or a going theory that has gained traction since that raid and since some of the documents that were taken in that raid were revealed, that raid was in part, at least, in search of documents pertaining to Spygate, a binder that was pertaining to Spygate, Russiagate, Obamagate, whatever you like to call it. And if that is indeed the case, that they were looking to get those documents back into their possession, it could be interpreted as a furthering of the conspiracy to defraud the United States, the conspiracy that was launched to launch a spying investigation and operation on the Trump campaign, et cetera, et cetera. So poetic justice, right? You know, our friends down under in Australia with their boomerangs, they throw them and they come right back. That's exactly what it looks like may have happened at the beginning of the inception of it. The boomerang was thrown 3 years ago today on August 8th, 2022, during the raid on Mar-a-Lago. We're going to have a good one today. It's a Friday. It is a Frank FUGAZI Friday. We're looking forward to hearing from everybody in the audience. Again, live calls, second half of the show, 631-527-4545. We'll get to a lot of those, obviously, towards the end. Here's what we've got on the agenda today. We're going to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. We actually should have done this 2 days ago. I forgot that this had happened August 6th, so we will celebrate that on August 8th as well, today on 8-8, where we're going to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of one of the most iconic Donald Trump moments in the history, how it all got started. We've got that. We're going to talk about the census. We're going to talk about this new story that is out having to do with Jasmine Crockett, Nurse Ratched, right? The eyelash when she blinks. We've got that. Apparently, she's rude and she's lazy. Geez. I don't know. I never would have got that from her. Jasmine Crockett, Nurse Ratched, rude and lazy. According to who? You'll see. We've got that. Donald Trump taking another step towards federalizing Washington, D.C. I call it Operation Big Balls, right? Operation Big Balls. We also have a story about a judge, another one of these hack judges, trying to stop further construction at Alligator Alcatraz. But thankfully, Governor Mustard himself, Ron DeSantis, is basically saying, no, we're not going to listen to that. And we will get to a weather update. We've got a weather update. We got to keep our eyes now on the tropics. It is August. This is one of my favorite hobbies. And potentially in about 11 or 12 days, we could be looking at the first significant landfalling hurricane down in the Gulf area, Florida, the Gulf Coast. It could be anywhere right now. It's too far away to say exactly where it's going to go. But we will keep an eye out. The watchful eye will be out. Before we get to all that, I've got to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms, but I am going to save you the trouble. You know, you can go to OFPfarms.com. You can use the promo code Sean, SHAWN, for 15% off of everything on the website. But I'm going to say, you know what? Let's put that promo code on the back burner today because Brennan's got her own code now, too.
I do.
For a brand new, a brand new product that OFP Farms is rolling out that she loves, Brennan loves. And so don't worry about it. I'm not going to be telling you about soap and sniffing things live on screen. I will let my better half, the person who's far, far better to look at than me, tell you all about what's going on over at OFP Farms. Here's a video Brennan posted to her Instagram, at Brennan Farish on Instagram. Give her a follow there. But use her promo code, at least for today. She's very happy to have this code now, and I'll let you see why. Here you go.
I haven't filmed a Get Ready With Me in a hot minute, so I wanted to do that today. And I also wanted to show you guys this product from OFP Farms that I'm absolutely loving. It is their Magnesium Tallow Body Cream, and I'm the one with the code. Brennan, me, not Sean. Me. So excited about it. Powder foundation. I'm tan enough that I can be in one of their tanner shades. That makes me so happy. A little bit of blush. I go with a mauve eyeshadow. All right, a little mascara. There's always a hair, either in my mouth or in my eyes. You can usually blame the cats, but that one was all me. Just finishing up my lips. I like a nice juicy, a nice juicy lip. Okay, I'm excited because now I get to tell you about the Magnesium Body Cream, OFP Farms. I have been loving this. It's called Peace. And it has lavender and vanilla notes, and it's in a squeezy tube. I happen to be a very big fan of squeezy tubes. I love this because you can put it in your purse. I love all of their magnesium lotions. A lot of them come in the pump, and I think that's great because I just stick it on the counter, you know what I mean? But this, you into the purse. Oh my gosh, between my sunburn all the time and my restless legs. And I do run a little bit on the anxious side a lot, and so the lavender smell, kind of old-timey. They use top quality magnesium chloride flakes. They also use organic grass-fed beef tallow. This smells so good. It's very peaceful. It's very calming. I like to use this before bed. It's really nice. The people at OFP Farms are wonderful. If you guys would like to order one of these, please do use my affiliate code. My affiliate code. Brennan is my name, Brennan, to let them know that you heard about it through me. How exciting is that? And you will also get a little bit of a discount. Oh, and Clover wants to say hello. And so does Betty. Betty's actually been right here with me this whole time. Yes.
Nice little honk from Betty at the end. OFPfarms.com, promo code Brennan, Brennan, for everything that she showed you there, these new products that are being rolled out by OFP Farms. It is, it's great. She was so excited. She's like, I got my code.
I was so excited because it's always Sean.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So she's got
Brennan
the code.
with no W.
Brennan with no W. That's right. Listen, that is Brennan. If Brennan was spelled with a W, we would have a problem. We have a lot to get to today. I do want to start off, though. 10 years ago, do you guys remember what happened 10 years ago? 10 years ago, 2 days ago, right? So August 6th, 2015. Do you remember what happened 10 years ago? August 6th, 2015. I'm waiting to see if the chat, they are loving that video, by the way. So go to OFP Farms and use that promo code Brennan on those products that she was showing you there. Brennan.
You guys are so sweet. And I gear my content towards women, so I know a lot of men don't care about the makeup stuff, but that's just who I am. I'm a girl. So Thank you. The men that support too, thank you very much, but I know it's boring for men. I know it is, but thank you for your support. But the women understand.
Mary I Am is taking a guess that the elevator happened 10 years ago. 10 years ago, nobody's gotten it yet. Okay, good. There it is. Debbie Murch has it. Okay. It wasn't the escalator. The escalator was in June. Debbie Murch has it. We will get to it. I'm going to get to it in just a second. Before we get to it, I want to get to a word from our friends over... that would be at patriotmobile.com. Patriotmobile.com/Farish. Farash. Patriotmobile.com/Farish. You've got a lot of choices for cell phone service with new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for. Freedom! right? And that is Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. The good news is you can switch to Patriot Mobile today without sacrificing quality or service. If you're worried about coverage, don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all 3 major U.S. networks. If you've got service in the good old U.S. of A today, you will have better or more or the same service with Patriot Mobile in the good old US of A tomorrow when you become a Patriot Mobile coverage. If you think switching is a hassle, it used to be, right? It used to be a pain in the you-know-what. It's not anymore. You can keep your number. You can keep your phone. You can upgrade your phone. Patriot Mobile has a 100% US-based support team that is ready to take care of you and help you get activated in minutes from the comfort of your own home. If you're stuck in a contract or you owe money on your phone, no worries about that either. Hakuna Matata, it means no worries. Patriot Mobile has a contract buyout program as well. This is how we win, by aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar we spend matters, and where we spend it matters. Go to patriotmobile.com/Farish or call 972 Patriot. Use the promo code Farish. It's my last name, Farash. Get a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Farish, Farash, for a free month of service, or 972 Patriot. That's 972 Patriot or patriotmobile.com/Farish. Okay, 10 years ago, on August 6th, 2015, the world changed forever. The very first question was asked to Donald Trump in the first Republican presidential primary debate by Megyn Kelly. One of the most iconic answers in the history of American politics. We are celebrating its 10-year anniversary. Watch this.
Call women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. Your Twitter account...
Thank you.
For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Your Twitter account has several disparaging comments about women's looks. You once told a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice it would be a pretty picture to see her on her knees. Does that sound to you like the temperament of a man we should elect as president? And how will you answer the charge from Hillary Clinton, who is likely to be the Democratic nominee, that you are part of the war on women?
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been...
All right, the audio for some reason is not lining up with the video, and that has happened a number of times. I have to go in and fix it. It starts off okay, and then it comes out, like when I download these things off of X, it does that a lot. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to blame it on Grok because I hate that AI. But yes, 10 years ago, August 6th, 2015, we had the only Rosie O'Donnell. You call women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. And he just only Rosie O'Donnell. And like, talk about, and that's where it all started. That's when a lot of people realized he's going to win. This morning I was watching that, and then I went in, and of course I watched the, we'll do this on March 3rd, 2026, because that'll be the 10-year anniversary of the hands comment. Remember, he hit my hands. Nobody's ever hit my hands before. I'd never heard of that one. Look at these hands. Are they small hands? And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. Donald Trump talking about how he has a huge crank on live television. I can't believe it.
A huge crank?
Yes. Him and Marco Rubio. He put his manhood up against a Cuban.
I've never heard it called a crank
You've
before.
never heard it called a crank?
No, that's funny.
Yeah, that's what...
I'm a lady.
Yeah, well...
We don't think so?
No, we think so, but... you make poop jokes on some lady.
Well, poop jokes are fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
Do you know your soap took a tumble?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, that was yesterday when everything took a tumble. Clover was in the window. Betty came in because, we don't want the cats in here, but they're in here.
Yes.
And then
Trump is glaring up at us from the floor right now.
It was just
Trump mugshot picture, I guess.
It was just a whole thing. The beer spilled. It was a bit, but thankfully we have the computer still. We got to get to it. Frank Fugazi Day 8/8. for those, hopefully this is all lined up. It was lined up when I saw it before. This is why we celebrate 8/8 Day. This is one of the most ridiculous things I think I've ever seen on the mainstream media, and this is the mainstream media that we're talking about. Frank FUGAZI, his last name's actually Figliozzi or something, I don't know, Figluzzi, whatever, came on MSNBC and tried to make this bizarre, almost like numerology, like Q-ish connection to something that Donald Trump did and the significance of 8/8. This is why we celebrate this day, to show everybody this is the mainstream media. This is why we refer to them as the enemy of the people. Frank FUGAZI and his iconic, memorable, infamous 8/8 clip.
The president said that we will fly our flags at half-mast until August 8th. That's 8/8. Now, I'm not going to imply that he did this deliberately, but I am using it as an example of the ignorance of the adversary that's being demonstrated by the White House. The numbers 8/8 are very significant in neo-Nazi and white supremacy movement. Why? Because the letter H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, and to them, the numbers 8/8 together stand for Heil Hitler.
Somebody better tell Michael Irvin of the Dallas Cowboys he wore number 88. So August 8th, and Donald Trump flew the flag at half-mast, and this was a dog whistle to neo-Nazis because of H being the 8th letter of the alphabet, and there were 2 8s, so there were 2 H's, so it was high. He was serious, too. That wasn't him like...
That guy's eyes are like black holes,
yeah,
too.
well,
Have you noticed how creepy and soulless they look?
It is Frank FUGAZI. So this is why we celebrate 8/8 Day. So happy 8/8 Day. Happy Frank FUGAZI Day. You clown. You have given us something that will live on. I'm going to celebrate this day as long as I can remember today is 8/8 Day. Like, this is something that's going to live on forever. You dope. You went on the mainstream media and you said, Donald Trump flew flags at half-mast on August 8th because he likes Nazis? Oh, my gosh. You just... How... I wonder if he pulled any muscles reaching that far. Just the level of Trump derangement syndrome. Like Speak put a meme up. Don't forget to leave out a bottle of TDS pills for Frank FUGAZI Day. The level of Trump derangement syndrome that you need to make that connection on national television is astounding. Astounding.
Maybe he's Q.
Maybe he is Q.
Because that's a whole lot of
That's a whole lot. Well, did you know that Elvis and Michael Flynn and Abraham Lincoln and Donald Trump...
Did he turn into a snake?
Elvis. These people. I'll tell you. But that's the type of stuff that just drives me nuts. Frank FUGAZI. There you go. Happy 8/8 Day, everybody. That's why we refer today as 8/8 Day. Let's get into it. Yesterday... Donald Trump made this post about the census. He wants a brand new census to be taken. I support it 100%, if for no other reason than it gives us accuracy. I like accuracy. Give me the real story. But according to Stephen Miller, okay, the great Stephen, there are a few people in this administration that I like more than Stephen Miller. The left is obviously flipping out. We did this whole thing yesterday about how the left, they're essentially modern-day slave owners. They have the exact same mentality as the slave owners from the 1860s and beyond. People want to say, oh, the parties switched. They didn't switch. The parties did not switch. These are the same people, the same ideology, the same philosophy. This is the exact same talking points that they used back when we were drafting the Constitution. Well, there are people that we consider property. They're not actually people. They have no rights, but we want to count them as members of the population. Okay, then you have to admit they're people. No, they're property, the slaves, right? But they did this drafting the Constitution because the slave states all of a sudden wanted to admit that their slaves were people in order to have greater representation and more power in Congress. Now you have these illegals who have flooded the sanctuary states, which all happen to be blue states, right? All of them happen to be blue states. That's not a coincidence. Now you have these illegals. They will hide them from ICE, but they will roll them out on a red carpet. They will put them on display when it comes to counting them for the census. So they'll show them to some people people, but they will not show them to other people. If you're proud of the fact that you have tons of illegals, let ICE come in there and take a look at some of these people, right? No, of course not. Of course not. No, of course not. Up to 30 Democrat House seats could go away if a new census is taken and illegal aliens are rightfully excluded from the count. These are people that are not supposed to be here. These are people that never should have ever been counted in the census in the first place. They use this to rig not just elections, but the entire composition of the United States House of Representatives. I can go on and on about this for a long time, but I would rather let the great Stephen Miller explain this to you in under a minute. So here is Stephen Miller. He was on Fox News talking about this yesterday and about the devastating impact that this could have to Democrat power, which is their greatest fear. What does a tyrant fear most? Losing their power, right? Losing their power is a tyrant's greatest fear. The Democrats are the party of tyranny. They are afraid of losing their power, and this would do a large number and would have a huge, devastating impact on Democrat power in this country. Take a look.
Chicago, New York, Massachusetts. Democrats have gerrymandered the vote beyond recognition to try to maintain their advantage in the House elections. On top of that, let's not forget, Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens. Texas is taking just a small corrective step against this ocean of fraud, this ocean of abuse by the corrupt Democrat Party, Sean.
This is why I'm in favor, 100% in favor of redrawing that map, redrawing those maps, redrawing the congressional districts on new data and new information and a new census. Look, I don't want to cheat. But right now, the system is inaccurate. Right now, there is inaccurate representation in Congress because the distribution of congressional seats to some of these blue states are done based off of people that are not supposed to be counted as members of the U.S. population. They are not legally here. So we should absolutely have a new census. For the sake of what? For the sake of accuracy. For the sake of accuracy. Nothing else. Why don't we want accurate numbers? Because again, if we get accurate numbers, it hurts the Democrats. Why don't we want accurate numbers when it comes to people on the voting rolls? Because it hurts the Democrats. Why don't we want people to prove their citizenship when they register to vote? Because it hurts the Democrats. Again, I just want a fair system. If the seats were distributed, the seats of Congress, the 435 seats that were distributed to all the states were distributed fairly, I wouldn't have a problem. I would not have a problem. The states can draw their maps. Some states draw them poorly. Some states draw them even more poorly. You know, we did the whole gerrymandering thing yesterday. But I would, if the distribution of seats to these states were based off of real, accurate numbers, fine. The state legislatures can have at it. Both sides gerrymander. It cancels each other out at the end of the day. But right now, the way these seats are distributed throughout the country to all 50 states, the 435 seats, are not distributed based off of accurate information. Period. End of story. It is time for a new census or to amend the census that we have. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is here, but it is time to start basing our House of Representatives, the distribution of seats, based off of accurate information, fair information. And of course, when it's fair, we win. And that is why the Democrats have such a big problem here. Speaking of redistricting and somebody who has been who may potentially get negatively impacted by redistricting. And I don't feel bad for her one bit because she shouldn't be in Congress. Jasmine Crockett, Nurse Ratched herself with the eyelashes. If she blinks too hard, you're going to blow away. Representative Jasmine Crockett is a boss from hell, apparently, who screams at her staffers and lays around her apartment, according to aides who have worked for the Texas lawmaker. Jasmine Crockett, who is known for her foul mouth and her large eyelashes, I added that, not the Gateway Pundit, is reportedly rude to her staffers and refuses to come to the office. Does that surprise anybody? Does that surprise anybody that this ghetto trash hood rat of a congresswoman is lazy and rude? Anyone surprised by this?
No.
I'm not surprised. You look at the way she acts, she thinks she's queen of the world, like Stacey Abrams, right? She's governor of Mars. These aides told the New York Post that Crockett is more interested in being an influencer who posts viral clips to social media than actually representing the people of her district. Well, she may not have a district anymore soon. Too bad, so sad. And you know what? When she cries, her eyelashes are going to soak up all the tears. They're going to be like really droopy. She's going to look like the Botox buffalo, the Botox bucktooth banded buffalo with like a droopy, all right? Jasmine Crockett has positioned herself as an unfiltered critic of President Trump, earning regular TV appearances and an enthusiastic online following. But congressional aides tell the Post that the Dallas Democrat is just as rude and mean to her own staff. The liberal loudmouth, 44 years old, has rocketed to fame since taking office in January of 2023 as a fiery assailant of the Republican president and his allies. But 3 sources who have worked with Crockett or for Crockett say she is rarely present when TV cameras aren't on and terrorizes staff when she does appear. Crockett is not often found at her government-provided suite in the Longworth House office building, with one insider saying she prefers to work from her nearby luxury apartment building, sometimes for weeks on end. This woman doesn't even show up to freaking work. Okay? You want to take your job for granted, Jazzy. You want to take your job for granted, you're going to lose it. Quote, she is laying around her apartment, won't come into the office, and is really just indifferent to staff and will scream at them, the former aide said. Quote, she is never in the office and is very disengaged. She does her bullshit that goes viral and then freaks out over the most random things. Jasmine Crockett. She's going to lose her district. And she should lose her district. She's not representing her. By the way, Democrats. Honest question. Dallas Democrats. There's plenty of you. Okay? Honest question. Is that what you voted for? No. I know. Honest. Do you want to be? Because all I hear about is we want to be represented. We have to push back against Trump. We want people to, she elevates black voices. Is this elevating a black voice? Is this elevating your voice? I want an honest answer. Is this, I know you want to push back against Trump. I know it's something. Is this what you voted for? Because if it is, fine, whatever. Then you voted for an absolute dope and a ghetto trash hood rat to represent you in Congress. Fine. If you wanted that, that's fine. But did you really vote for somebody to go and on your dime, you are paying her salary. Remember that. You are paying her salary. Think of somebody who comes in, maybe someone you contract to mow your lawn. Do you want the guy to mow your lawn who's maybe working by the hour to be sitting there sleeping on the lawnmower instead of cutting your grass? Of course not. Jasmine Crockett isn't even showing up to work. Her job is not to post viral clips on social media. If she wants to be an influencer, then be an influencer. If you want to be a congressional representative, then go to work and represent your constituents in Congress. Now, look, I know that I don't take every employee complaint seriously, all right? There are people, oh, my boss is mean to me. Well, your boss isn't supposed to be your best friend. Your boss is supposed to be your boss. I don't know why she's screaming at her staffers. Maybe she hired idiots. DEI is very popular in the Democrat Party. And one of the best ways to deal with idiots is to yell at them. I'm just saying, right? So I don't know if maybe some of these staffers had it coming and then they got yelled at and then took it personally. Well, oh, Jasmine Crockett was mean to me. But I'm not going to give her that much of the benefit of the doubt here. She seems like a rude and nasty, rhymes with witch. Okay? She seems like somebody who is easily triggered, and she seems like somebody who thinks she's more important than she really is. If you want to be an influencer, go online. Join TikTok, join Instagram, join X, join YouTube, wherever it is you want to go. If you want to be a congresswoman, then represent your constituents in Congress. Right now, she's choosing to, on her constituents' dime, post viral clips, scream at her staffers, and lay around her apartment all day. I hope she loses her district in this redistricting fight. Or she's drawn out of the district and has to run in another district now. I hope so. Because she's taking it, you can see she's taking this job for granted. I'm in a Democrat district, man. I'm going to win no matter what. Oh, yeah? You shouldn't be taking these things for granted, Jazzy, because now you're going to lose. And I don't think she's back. I don't think she's going to be back next time. I really don't. I don't think she's going to be back next time. And then she'll try and run some stupid, run for Senate at some point. And, I'm coming for the seat, man. I'm coming, start snapping her fingers and blinking the eyelashes and blowing people over.
Sucking her teeth.
This racist, man. Yeah. All right. So that's it on Crockett. Couldn't happen to a nicer person, apparently. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. All right. Let's take a quick break. Let's get to our friends over at Silent. You got to protect your privacy. Got to protect your privacy. Isn't there something new now? You said on Instagram where they're tracking you?
Yeah. Your location settings, you have to be careful. Make sure it's turned off.
Turn off your location settings on Instagram.
There's these new maps on Instagram that you can go to and see where everybody is.
That's great. Because doxing's not a problem on that platform. That's just wonderful. All right. Well, turn off those location settings. And by the way, take another step to protect your privacy. Because as Instagram is doing, and they're not the only ones. In fairness, they're not the only ones. There are a lot of apps that will ask you if they can use your location. There are a lot of apps that don't ask. Okay. Your phone, this thing, I love it. A lot of good things come from it. But it's a tracking device. You know that, right? Silent can help stop your phone from tracking you, but your phone is a tracking device. Whether you love it, whether you hate it, we can admit this fact. Your phone is a tracking device. Government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals, they're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and they're not asking for it. They're just taking it, right? They're just taking it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, cellular signals, Wi-Fi signals, Bluetooth signals, GPS signals, RFID signals, and NFC near-field communication signals. Silent's Faraday products block all of that. So even like in this case, if Instagram has that location data turned on, if your phone is inside of the Silent bag, or a silent sleeve, it blocks GPS signals so it can't access your location, which is pretty cool. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, no breadcrumbs leading to where you're at. It's the same tech that is trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And now it is available to you to protect your family, to protect your freedom, and to hide that digital footprint. Go to Silent, slnt.com/Sean, SHAWN. Put your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent, completely invisible to the outside world. From backpacks to sleeves to crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you control over your privacy. Go to silent.com/Sean. Get 15% off of all of the orders on the website, everything on the website, for 15% off and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is silent, slnt.com/Sean. Silent. slnt.com/Sierra Hotel Alpha Whiskey November. Silent.com/Sean for 15% off.
That is with a W.
With a W. Yes, that one is with a W. Don't spell it wrong, because if you spell it wrong, we're going to have a problem. I'm going to hit you with a tariff. Yeah, and I might hit you with a steel pipe, too, if I see you, too.
Brennan, no W.
Brennan, no W.
Sean,
W. Yeah. Yes, there you go. All right. I would like to get to this Operation. I'm calling it Operation Big Balls. Trump hasn't called it Operation Big Balls yet. He should call it Operation Big Balls, but he's not. He is, though, he has referred to Big Balls by his real name, Edward Corristine, which is important to do. He says, Edward, the crime situation in Washington, just like our southern border, where 0 illegals entered in the last 3 months, will be a safe place very soon. Trump on Thursday reiterated his threat to take federal control over Washington, D.C., citing violent crime in the recent assault of former DOJ worker Ed Corristine. Corristine, known by the nickname Big Balls, was injured earlier this week while intervening to protect a woman who people referred to as his girlfriend. So I'm not sure if that's true or not, but he was protecting a woman from a group of attackers in Washington, D.C. He was beaten severely, sustaining a concussion, but he succeeded in stopping the assault, which has fueled Trump's call for tougher enforcement in the nation's capital. We were talking about this whole thing with the youths, right? How there's been a youths under 18 years old in D.C., they're responsible for 50% of carjackings. Do you imagine this? So some of these people who are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years young in Washington, D.C., accounting for 50% of stolen vehicles. That is more than just significant. That's troubling because of what it is actually doing to the youth. What it is actually doing to the community. That's just, something's got to change. And so hopefully Donald Trump does roll out what I call Operation Big Balls, and he does roll that out. He does roll that out. All right. I have some bad news for you guys. Unfortunately, right now,
I don't like bad news.
The website that I use I'm going to have to try Pivotal Weather because Tropical Tidbits is down. So I will be pulling this up and we'll be looking at some of the European. We'll look at some of the European models. I actually don't seem to be able to do it. Regional. That's how. Let's try tropical. That's what we wanted to do. We're going to look at the tropics in a moment. At the latest run of the European model to see where in Florida this hurricane may impact. Obviously, nothing is set in stone. Before we do that, I would like to get to a word from our friends over at mypatriotsupply.com. This is mypatriotsupply.com. You've got a 3-month emergency food kit. And if you go to mypatriotsupply.com and you use the promo code Ungoverned, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned, you get a free month on top of that 3-month emergency food kit. Folks, this summer hasn't just been hot. It has been really hot. I hate it. I can't take the heat. It's not good. Many people are saying there have been historic levels outside of the climate change narrative. It has just been really damn hot this summer. Flash flood warnings are at a 40-year high. It's not slowing down. Towns are underwater. Roads are being washed out. And in every crisis zone, you see the same scene. People standing around, in line, waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for bottled water. Waiting for food. Waiting for somebody to show up and save them. They tell you that help is on the way, but what if help isn't on the way? What if help takes days? What if help doesn't come at all? You think the system's built to protect you? They can barely handle one emergency, let alone dozens. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be the one caught empty-handed. Right now, My Patriot Supply is doing their part to make sure that you are not caught empty-handed. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Find out how you can claim your free 4-week food supply and join millions of Americans who are preparing with My Patriot Supply. That is mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. With your 3-month emergency food supply, 2,000 calories a day, 25-year shelf life, you get a free bonus 4-week, that's a month, food supply, same deal, 2,000 calories a day, 25-year shelf life. So you're getting 4 months for the price of 3 months, already discounted down to the very affordable, reasonable $700, $697 before taxes. You can get prepared for 4 full months. mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. That is mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. $700, you're prepared for 4 months. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good investment. So head over to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Okay. Finally, we are going to get to your calls because we are coming up on that. We're going to try and get to your calls right at the 45 mark. So we'll get ready for that as well. 631-527-4545. A judge in, jurisdiction in Florida is playing funny business with Alligator Alcatraz, a judge. But Governor Mustard says absolutely not. For those of you who don't understand the Mustard reference, you got to watch 1210 WPHT, Kale and Company, on YouTube, youtube.com/1210 WPHT, or anywhere on the Odyssey or iHeartRadio app. They have a clip of Ron DeSantis saying mustard, so that's where Governor Mustard comes from. But Obama-era judge has stopped ordering construction at Alligator Alcatraz to stop over environmental concerns. Ron DeSantis said, yeah, it's not happening. Ron DeSantis said, no. U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams, an Obama appointee, cited environmental concerns and violations for her 2-week pause on future construction. What is 2 weeks going to do for the environment? What is 2 weeks going to do? You know what? We should feed that judge to an alligator. I'm only kidding. I'm only a little bit kidding. The facility can continue to operate and hold detainees for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, but workers will be barred from adding any new filling, paving, or infrastructure for the next 14 days. Tell that to the immigrants who said, I have to brush my teeth next to where I make a poo-poo, man. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, they're brushing their teeth when they poop. Or where they poop. As if she's never seen a toilet next to a sink before. Tells us a lot about her. Doesn't say much about her connection to the real world. Environmental groups and the Miccosukee tribe has asked Williams to issue a preliminary injunction to halt operations and further construction. The suit claims the project threatens environmentally sensitive wetlands that are home to protected plants and animals and would reverse billions of dollars worth of environmental restoration. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis responded to the judge's order, quote, operations at Alligator Alcatraz are ongoing and deportations are continuing. So that's that. So in other words, to this judge, to the Miccosukee tribe and these the environmental groups.
Well, I'm confused because it's already built, no?
Well, yeah, I guess ongoing. Maybe if they wanted to expand it out a little bit, they said you can't do that for 14 days, and then I don't know what happens after 14 days, but.
Then they can build it then.
Mm-hmm.
This is just to sound cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just like, look, we're standing in the way of Alligator Alcatraz because they know it's like wildly popular among the base. Matt Brown says a funny one there. The government is providing great habitat and good jobs for the alligators. Agree. I agree. Yeah. Well, what? She doesn't want the alligators fed? Taco time, right? They don't want the alligators. Come on.
A little crunchy taco.
I hear alligators like people with multiple names. So when Juan Hernandez, Fernandez, Martinez, Rodriguez.
Diaz, Lopez.
Diaz, Lopez. Walks outside the walls of Alligator Alcatraz and the chomp. The gators come knocking.
Oh, they should put one of these in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Because that's where the UF is there.
Yeah.
The Gators.
The Florida Gators.
Yeah.
And they have in Indiana now the Speedway Slammer, which is going to be great. So that multiple. I hope they do it in Tennessee. What would they name it here? It's hot chicken, so.
Volunteers.
I don't know, like the volunteer vault,
the
volunteer The volunteer vault. That's it. Lock the illegals. That would drive Nashville Democrats crazy. That would drive them absolutely nuts. You know what they should do? Remember that park we used to go to, that old water park? Knock it down and put the prison right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wherever that is.
Yeah.
Or you could just tie anchors to them and drop them into Percy Priest Lake. We'll see what. You want to drown the illegals? I'm kidding. Sort of. Okay. Let's get to a word from our friends at Armra Colostrum. It's tryarmra.com/LFA TV. TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango Victor. You guys know I'm always on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity and my gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, and enhance my skin and hair radiance. That is what Armra Colostrum can do for you. And a whole lot more. By the way, after this, we will be taking your calls at 631-527-4545. Colostrum is the first nutrition that we receive in life. It contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. Colostrum can help you reactivate your hair growth and help your skin glow. Can help fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism. You can also use it to fuel your fitness performance and your recovery. Harness the close-guarded secret of elite athletes' long prize for its unrivaled ability to take performance to its apex. Colostrum has been shown in research to help enhance nutrient absorption, promote lean muscle building, and improve endurance while fueling cellular repair regeneration for faster recovery. Specifically, colostrum has been shown to improve fitness endurance by 20%, decrease recovery time by over 50% after intense exercise, improve stamina, and specifically build lean muscle mass. Go to TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV for 15% off of your first order. Tryarmra.com/LFA TV. That's TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV for 15% off your first order. Tryarmra.com/LFA TV. We're going to start with your calls at 631-527-4545. We've got the first call coming in. I didn't even put the number on the screen yet, but everybody got ready to go. We appreciate that very much. Dedicated people want to get through. 631-527-4545. We do have somebody on the line. Who do we have?
This is Log 23. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Good to see you again, Logan. Good to have met you at the Ark. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It was great meeting you in Brendan. I enjoyed it pretty much.
Yeah, it was a good time. What's up, brother?
My question today is, how can we get rid of the chemtrails in the skies in the United States, like Oregon, California, Washington, and Idaho, and all those states? What's the first key to how to get rid of it?
So the best way to do it is to address it at the state level. And the other way to do it is to find out which programs are actually using, which programs are cloud seeding, which is, what we'd refer to as the chemtrail, these particles being sprayed from airplanes in order to create clouds in an effort to modify the weather, and which examples in the sky aren't chemtrails, because not every example is a chemtrail. Vice versa, not every example isn't a chemtrail, right? So I'm sure that some of these things that we see in the sky is the cloud seeding program. If we don't like it, it must be addressed at the state level. Florida has banned it. Tennessee has banned it. The federal government, though, has not stopped it. So who has jurisdiction over which airspace, which levels of the sky does it exist in? But I think the best way to start would be to make a push at the state and local level first. When enough states glom on and when enough states, put these projects together, I think then maybe those states can band together with congressional and Senate representation and push federal legislation to ban any sort of weather modification or experimentation with weather modification, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I hear that RFK has been in Idaho, and he's trying to stop it. And does he have the power to stop the chemtrails?
I don't know if RFK, if he has the power to stop it unilaterally, like by himself, but he may be able to advocate against it. He just did a wonderful thing I think he took 22 mRNA vaccine grants away. So he is working hard and trying to fulfill those promises. But I would say, and this is my answer really to everything, if you want something to stop, start locally, right? Talk to your local legislatures, your mayors, city councils, your sheriffs. Then you can move up to the county. You could move up to the state level. But if you start from the ground up, if you go from the ground up, that gives you your best chance at success. So hopefully that makes sense. And Logan, again, it was a pleasure meeting you a couple weeks ago at the Ark.
Yeah, it was a blessing meeting you and Brendan. It was a blast. And who in the Trump campaign would be able to ban the chemtrails?
I think you may have to look at maybe Lee Zeldin, EPA. Maybe the FAA gets involved. So there are multiple agencies that would have to get involved in order to do this. But again, starting at the state level, I think would be the best way to get started. Logan, thank you so much for the call. Hope you have a great weekend. All right.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Log 23 from the chat. It's been a while since he's called in, but it was so nice meeting him at the Ark. 631-527-4545. 631-527-4545. We will get to a weather update. I see two people trying to get in right now, and the notification is not coming through, so I just refreshed it. Here we go. This would be, it didn't connect. Let's try that again. I just refreshed it on it now. Here we go. Let's try that again. All right, my bad. There we go. Let's get to this one. I think I know who this is. I am fairly certain I know who this is. Now, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say that this is the great Matt Brown.
Hey, Sean, how are you?
That's who it is. That would be the great Matt Brown. Yes, how are you?
You got it. Hey, hi. Yeah, hi. Say hi to Brennan.
Yep, she's here.
Hello.
Hey, Brennan, how are you?
Good.
We had such a good time meeting with you.
It was so much fun.
And my wife will definitely be using the promo code, the Brennan promo code.
Oh,
very
Thank
good.
you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, I had an idea I wanted to run by you, and if you like it, you have the kind of reach that you might be able to make this happen. The census. To me, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, that you allow people to break into the country and then you count them as part of the population for purposes of representation in the government. It's insane, right?
Yeah.
So MAGA, as Trump likes to say, is just the party of common sense. I think we should brand this the common census.
Oh. You know.
Now, I could put that on X, but it's not going to go anywhere. Sean, I'm just asking if there's any way you could see to it that we could make that the thing. Because you know what? People will see it and say, yeah, you know, it is kind of common sense.
Yeah, the common census. I think that's hilarious. We can run with that because it is common sense to only count U.S. citizens.
If you could make a little promotional video or even just a tweet, you know, that's all yours, baby.
All right. Well, you know what? You could put it up too, and I could quote tweet it because I always like to give credit to. All right. Listen, he's surrendering rights. We'll always come back to this show though and point back. We'll always come back to the show and point back.
Whatever. But the thing is, I think people say Harry Truman said, "There's no limit to what you can achieve as long as you don't worry about who gets the credit." I'm not looking for credit. I'm looking for reach here.
All right. So, the common census. I like that, Matt. I like that a lot.
Okay.
We'll roll with it. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have a great weekend.
Sean. You too.
All righty. Bye. There's Matt Brown. The common sense. He's such a clever guy.
He is. He's been saying that in the chat.
I love it. All right. We have another call coming in here. They're rapid fire today. Everybody wants to get in. Here we go. Let's see if it connects. So who do we have on the line here? Hello. Yes. Hello.
This is Angela and I'm from Georgia. How are you?
Hey there. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I have a question for you. With these Democrats that went, that left the state, the legislatures, my question about that is, what if they just would have stayed and went into the session and just knocked it down? I mean, why didn't they just stay and do that? I don't know if there's
So so you're asking basically why didn't they just stay and vote it down, essentially?
Right.
Well, okay, so here's why, right? It's a good question. So the way the Texas State House works is you need 2/3 of the members present to have what's called a quorum. Without the quorum, you can't pass any legislation. All of the Democrats left, but they're the minority. You only need a simple majority to pass the legislation. So their whole line of thought was if we show up and they bring this to a vote, it's going to pass. There's enough Republicans that will pass it. So they fled to prevent it from being able to come to a vote because they knew if it came to a vote, it would pass, if that makes sense.
No, I understand what you're saying. I just wish that, and I kind of was thinking that. I didn't look into it.
Okay.
So I just kind of wish more conservative podcasters would put that information out because, and I'm not knocking you, but everybody's so on they left.
Right.
Okay. Why didn't they just stay and fight it? Because I figured it was because they weren't going to win if they did fight it.
That is why. Yep.
They're making it look like it's a bigger deal for them to all just leave because that's a better thing to do, just leave and not show up.
Yeah.
But if more people knew and understood that if they stayed, they're going to get knocked down anyway. So, hey, maybe you should know that means that there's more Republicans in the state to begin with. There's more Republicans in that legislation, which means the Democrats aren't there to represent because they're not there.
Right. Well, you know what? You make a great point, and you put that very well, and I'm glad you did that on the show because there's a lot of people watching, and you're right. More people should be talking about the process than highlighting, sensational things about arrest this person. These are civil arrests anyway. More people should understand the process. I agree. So, maybe we will. We'll try and do a better job of explaining the process more, and so there's a better understanding. But thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a great weekend.
You too, and I thank you for the other day when you really went through the process of what would happen with it being civil arrest or warrant.
Oh, very good.
And
Yep.
That whole episode was very, very informative, and more people would probably need to read that or watch, not read,
awesome.
But watch it. So,
well, thank you so much. Appreciate that, and we hope to hear from you soon.
You.
All righty, there she is having it's a good point. And you want to learn about the process. I always want to learn about the process. I'm on there researching. Remember, we did the whole thing on rescissions. It took us 40 minutes to explain how a rescissions package works. It's important to know these things. It's important to know what we're asking for, right? It's important, and that's why even Logan's question about chemtrails and weather modification and all that. How do we stop it? My answer is always start local. Mm-hmm. Always start local. Here we go. We have our good friend from the great state of Missouri, right? Not Kansas. Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're in Missouri. No. This is the great state of Missouri. Heather from Kansas City. What's up, Heather?
Howdy. How are you all? Sorry
I
to
knew
call
you'd
last
make it
week.
on.
Hi, Brennan. You were so smart. I had a couple share things for you all, and I know I talked about it with Brennan a little bit. I guess they're going to redistrict in Missouri is what they're planning. But it would get rid of Kleber, the one that said that God was a woman, in the house when he prayed.
That's rich. Well, good. Goodbye.
Bye. And then they're also getting rid of Frank White, which he was a baseball player, but now he's in this office that he's been in forever. And he tried to veto the recall, but they vetoed the veto, so it's going through now.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Good.
And then they're going to do the abortion ban vote again. So,
okay. Yeah, they can keep trying. And that's the reason why I say start local. Build a coalition, bring it to the state level, and you may need to take multiple swings at it, right? Some people, you can't chop a tree down with one swing of the axe. It takes a bunch,
right? Exactly. Exactly. And I miss doing my Kamala.
Oh, here she is.
And I need you to buy my book because I talk to myself, and I need some therapy because I talk to myself in a bookstore. And
well, I hope you're okay and your family is okay.
I had to do it.
I love it.
I also last week when that fight happened between everybody, the brawl, I got my blood boiled because my grandpa was beaten up by black men himself. And
the thing you're talking about Cincinnati.
Yeah. So my grandfather was beaten up very badly, and it affected him for the rest of his life. And I just feel for those people, but I know that there's a story behind all of it. But
yeah. Well,
anyway,
thank you for the updates about Missouri. We hope the redistricting goes well. We hope the abortion ban goes well, and you have a great weekend, Heather. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. That will be the last call that we take today. Thank you so much to everybody who gave us a call. Appreciate everybody's input as always. Jeremy Harrell is coming up next on LFA TV for the next 3 hours. And before we get to Jeremy, I'd like to show you the LFA TV store where you can pick up that I Don't Really Care Margaret shirt that I was wearing at the Ark that both members of the LFA family and just random people at the Ark thought was a great shirt. They said, where'd you get that shirt? That's at the LFA TV store, LFATV.us or JeremyHarrell.com/store. You can pick up that shirt among many, many other things at the LFA TV store, LFATV.us or JeremyHarrell.com/store. Have a happy, healthy, and safe rest of your Frank FUGAZI day. It is 8/8 day. Jeremy Harrell coming up next on LFA TV, rumble.com/LFA TV. That's home base, but we're also on X. Head over to either of those locations. Make sure you're following us there. Hit that thumbs up button. Jeremy Harrell up next for the next 3 hours. As President Trump would say, we will never give up. We will never give in. We will never, ever surrender. If all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your weekend, and thank you for your attention to this matter.